Hello! If you are here, you are interested in learning more about making your own escape room. So let's get started. When I start making an escape room, I start with making a form to put the codes in, and then I kind of work around that. So you need to go into Google Forms to start this. I just labeled it something simple like codes. It doesn't really matter what you call it. And then the first question, I call that code number 1. And it has, and then select this automatically selected for me. But if it doesn't automatically do it for you, I would stick to short answer. And then I would plan out your codes. I usually write this down by hand, but if you have a memory like a steel trap, good for you. I'm not jealous at all. I say it's required, and then I need to go into my settings and change it to a quiz. And then I can also make an answer key, which is the important part. So if my first code, say the correct answer I want for this code is 100. I can make it points if I want, but I don't really want to. So now I just need to change number is exact or equal to 100. If students don't put that in, then you can put a little error message here, like, sorry, try again, loser. Just kidding, I wouldn't do that because that seems kind of rude. And that's all you have to do for code 1. I'm going to continue to do this with numbers just because it's the easiest way to do that. But if you want, you can add words or a series of letters that doesn't equal a word or something like that. So for code number 2, change automatically to short answer. Thank you, Google. You smart. And then my answer key, say I want this to be 22. Then I need to select again that the answer is equal to 22. If I want a custom error text, I can say, sorry, try again. If this is a really tough clue, maybe give a hint like, look for pictures with links on them, or wherever you end up hiding this code. It's required. I usually do about 4 codes, but for this example, let's just stick with 2 and make it really easy. So now that I have my escape room codes ready, I am set to put it in Google Sites. So I'm going to select a new Google site for this escape room. And since I'm a science teacher, I usually make science escape rooms, but you know what? You make an escape room for whatever you teach. Don't be just like me, which is probably why you're here. So I'm going to call this something general, just like science escape room. But this really doesn't have to be that content heavy anyways. So once I have this designed a little bit, I like to put my codes in right away and kind of work around that. So if you just click that Google Drive inserting option, I'll go to recent because we just made those codes. If I double click, it just inserts it for me really nice like that. And whoever is playing through your escape room can answer it right on the room. I usually add some text boxes around and make up like a little story about what they're trying to escape from. So I like, oh dear, you've been captured by an evil scientist. Maybe if you teach like math, you could say you've been captured by an evil mathematician. So say you've been captured by an evil scientist named Eric Armold and locked in a room. Your only chance of escaping lies in this website. Click around to find clues how to get. You can also insert images. And what I super like about this is you can download some. So if you have images you already want, that's cool. But if you do not like doing all that work, you can just do a Google image search and put whatever images you want. So if you want this website to be bear themed and have a bunch of like bear pictures on it, you can insert these images to also be part of your website. I'm going to move them off to the side just so the website doesn't get too long. And as you can see, it's super easy to move the images. Once again, God bless Google Sites. All right, so after I have made directions for people to look at, then I usually start linking in fun things to like break the codes. Sometimes it doesn't have anything to do with my content, which is honestly more fun anyways. So if I had 4 codes, maybe I'd like to throw in 1 or 2 non-content things just to make it more fun. So one of those is that I like to do is like a jigsaw puzzle. So I'll just upload an image of what the code should be, or like or I'll make an image of what the code should be, and I can upload it to a jigsaw puzzle website, and then all kids have to do is put together the puzzle. I use this janky I'm-a-puzzle.com website because it's free, and free is my favorite flavor. So once you put your picture in, you can do all these crazy puzzles. I've only used the classic, but if you design something else that looks cool. There's a math one if you're a math person. Wow. All right, so besides the jigsaw puzzle, which I might link in, like copy it onto like this photo just by clicking this insert link button. One other thing I like to link in, usually I like linking it into something that's really obvious because it's kind of straightforward, is like a Google Forms quiz, which is straightforward to put together, and you can make it actually content based, or you can make it silly. In this example of this super intense biology quiz, JK, it's not that intense, use Google if you need it. I just put questions in like, of the following organisms which would be considered a predator, and I have kids answer like 6 questions, and then the code is awarded to them at the end. One thing I do with this is if you click on these 3 arrows right at the bottom right hand portion of this section, you can click on go to section based on answer. And then if students answer the correct answer, a bear is a predator, they get to go on to section 2. Any of the other answers, if they say bread is a predator, or a flower is a predator, or this cute little deer is a predator, it stays on this first section, which just means kids have to get the answer right before continuing on. I do that for every question in the quiz, just so you can't rush through it to get the code either. At the end, then, I add that final section and give them the answer to, in this case, the first code. Besides the Google Forms. The other code I like to give uses Google Drawings. All right, so the last tool I use in the Google Suite to put codes into my escape room is Google Drawings, which is also free. Thank you, Google. I like it because you can insert images, you can do a text box, you can put shapes in there. It kind of reminds me of Microsoft Paint if you are a 90s kid, and that brings back a lot of good memories. But the part I like is it also uses Scribble, or you can change it to anything, a line, arrow, elbow connector. But it's just a little more versatile, than you could be in like Google Docs or Google Slides or anything else. And it lets me be a little more creative with what I want to do. Some examples of what I've done, I will write like a ransom note that'll talk about like, dear students, help. I'm having a hard time sleeping or whatever. And then I'll usually like highlight one of the, like one word in each sentence. So it spells out code 3 is 100 or something like that. Which if you want to see an example of that, you can check out one of my other completed escape rooms. And it's just a more fun way that's kind of different than just taking a quiz. Otherwise, that's all the stuff that I build around my virtual escape rooms. And I'd say that the Google Drawings part is usually where I put in the most amount of work, just like production wise. All right, so after you've linked some things in to your escape room, I am somebody who always needs to see how the final product looks because it does look a little different than when you're working on it. So if you click up in this top corner where it says preview, boom, you can preview how it would look to the public and even click around on things that are linked in. You can also put in answers to the codes and just see what it would look like from an outsider's perspective. So make sure that all your links work. This quiz is linked in right. Eric Armold is linked in right, so students can see who this scary evil scientist is. My drawing is linked in and it looks perfect. And I think that's all I have. So when I'm done, I can exit out of the preview. And then the last thing you need to do if you want students or the public to see is you do have to hit publish. It'll give you what web address it will be, which is usually something like what you've got up in this corner. And then you can also request public search engines not to display your site. So if somebody Googles, I don't know, 11th grade escape room, then it won't come up. You can also manage who views your site and all that jazz. And then once you click publish, it's out there for the web. I'm not going to publish this one because it doesn't make any sense right now. But hopefully that was helpful. If not, too bad. Do something else then, or do it yourself without me. All right. Good luck out there.